نعم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Now inshallah today we are looking at Munada. I want to look at it from our book. So yesterday we did an introduction. You can see this is the board we use and these are what we have written yesterday when we were introducing Munada. So we have looked at Munada and also today we want to look at it from the textbook. So quick revision of what we have done yesterday. Let us to know that Munada is what we have called. We say from the verb Nahda, Munada called Munadi is calling, Munadin the caller, Munadan the person being called, that is the vocative. Do we get now? Nida'u, that is the masdar of Nahda, like Jahada, Jihadun. So Nahda, Nida'un. Do we get now? So we explained that yesterday. So we also have, when we see like this word, Ya Zaidu, one Dumon, Akbil, oh Zaid, come. We told us that the Ya is Adatun Nida, the Zaid is what? The Munada. Do we get now? Now this Adatun Nida, we look at it, the plural of Adat, Adawatun Nida. We told us that much. So we have Ja, I, Aya, Haya, and A. We let us know that this Ya can be is universal, can be used for what is near or what is far. We also have I and A. They are written in blue ink. They are used for what is near. If you are calling someone that is near to you, for instance, Zaid is near to you, I say I Zaidu. Do you get? Or Zaidu. Do you get now? So that is that. Note this is different from of istifamiya, you know. Now we also have this Aya written in red ink, higher, and this that they are used for what? For what is far. That's why we wrote in the behind. And we told us about the Nahwul, the type of things that can be called. We have al-mudaf, which you know, ashebihul mudaf, something that is like a mudaf-like entity. It's like mudaf too, but it's not mudaf in the real sense. We also have nakrotun ghayru maqsuda, we have nakrotun maqsuda, and we also have alam. So let us know that these first three, 1, 2, 3, when they are called, they are in Nahwul states. And that this fourth and fifth, when they are called, they are in what? They are always mabniyu on what they used to take rafu. So do we get now? So this is mabniyu ala dumi ya talibu, this is mabniyu ala liwawi. Do you get? Because it's take rafu with one. It's a jamu muzakar salim. So alam tu ya zaidu can say mabniyu ala dumi, because that is what is called. And we told us on the general notes, Munada is always in Nahwul state, even those ones that are mabniyu. So we say mabniyu ala mayurfa will be fi mahali Nahwul. Do you get? When we do the wrong mistakes. So we want to look at what also the textbook informed us about, and we just mention 1 or 2 examples too that will throw more light to the Munada. So the textbook states, and I quote, we are starting with the coiner as we always do. He said, Al Munada, that the vocative ismun, it's always a noun. Ismun, very important, is always a noun. Yuzkaru ba'da ya, that is mentioned after ya. It is a noun that is always mentioned after you have seen your ya. The noun that comes after it is what we call Munada. Aw ihda akhawatiha, or one of the words, the brothers of ya. One of the brothers of ya. What are it? One of the sisters of ya. Sorry. So what are the sisters of ya? We have I, Aya, Ha, Haya, and A. Do you get them? So when you see any of this, and you see something coming after it, a noun that comes after any of this is always your what? Is always your Munada. Now the next, he said Tolaban, use for a request, for the coming of what? Of the person that is being pointed to. So like now is to make a request from what? From Zaid. Do you get now? That's why Zaid is being what? Is being called. So that is that. Now the next is Yunsobul Munada is a kind of mudofan. A Munada we take Nahwul if it is a mudof. Like look at this example now from what we have treated yesterday. Ya Abdullah. You can see Abda is taking a Fatiha because it's a mudof. We have mentioned it yesterday also. It is not only some people do make mistake. They always generalize the munada. That whenever they say anything that is being called, they will give it what nasbu. No, there are some specific words that always take nasbu. Do we get? One of them is what is your mudaf. Do you get now? So ya AbdulG. So that's what the coin that is saying that yunsabu munada is a kano mudafan. Now let's continue. It said aw shabihan bil mudaf. So is a can this okay? Let me go back. For this mudaf, we still bring more examples inshallah. So to some examples that we also throw light more, you know that okay, this is a mudaf. That's why it's taking this part side there. You get now. So said aw shabihan bil mudaf. So shabihu bil mudaf. So when it is called like this statement, ya hasanan al wajhu, or ya bahisan anil haqqi, or ya taliban al ilman. Do you get now? All this will take what? They will take nasbu. Do you get now? Because they are what? They are ashabihu bil mudaf. So that is that. Now, said aw nakratan ghayra maqsuda, or a nakra that we are not intending. We have explained that nakra yesterday when we did introduction of munada. That means when you are calling somebody and you are not saying, you are not specific about the person you are being called. For instance, there are a lot of students in the class and I came in and I said, Ya Taliban Akbil. What the meaning of what I said? Any student, come. Any student. I'm not specifying any of the students. So that's why that is what's called Nakrotun Maqsuda. So example is this, Ya Taliban Iftahil Baba. Any student, any student, open the door, any student. So that is that. So said. So these three, when we see them, al-mudaf and shabihu bil mudaf and nakratu ghayr maqsuda, they always be in nasbu state. So that's what the Qaida is telling us. The Qaida now continues. Wayubna. The Qaida continues. Wayubna ala ma yurfa'u bihi. So in that said, for those things that the Qaida want to mention now, said wayubna, they will always be in mabniju ala ma yurfa'u bihi, on what they used to take rafun. What are those things? Is a kana nakratan maqsuda. If it's a nakratu maqsuda, I enter into a class, a specific boy, maybe the boy is sitting at the front row, and I say ya talibu. I meant a particular boy. I want to discuss with that particular boy. So the root of such is ya atalibu. Do you get now? So, but this cannot be written because the Arab don't write. Whenever you are calling anything, you are using one of these adawat and you are calling something. The Arab don't write alif and lam before anything they are calling. So that's why the root of the word is ya atolibu. But because the Arab don't write this way, the alif and lam will be what? Will be dropped. So to now come to what? It will become ya maza, ya tolibu, like this. So it will be ya tolibu. So when we say ya tolibu, we know, oh, this is what? Nakrotun maqsuda. It is a specific boy that is being called. Do you get now? Nakrotun maqsuda. So that is example. So the Arab don't write alif and lam after their words. Adawatun nida. This adawatun nida. Anything, the munada will not take alif and lam. The only exception to the rule is what? When what is called is what? Lafzu jalala. If it is what? Lafzu jalala. What do we mean? If what is called is what? Allahu. So if it is the word Allahu, it is permissible that what? That it's the alif and lam will remain there. Do you get now? So this is permissible. Do you get now? We still elaborate more on this when we are taking ya alone as a topic. We will still take this as a topic alone. So it's only this year that when you write it, this can continue. But if it is others, it will lead to nakrotun maqsuda. So the alif and lam will be what will be taken away. So you now have this ya talibu. Do you get now? Ya bintu. The answer is what? Ya ali bintu. So that is what. So it will now be what? Mobiniju ala moyuru foundini. And if it is a plural, it will be like, for instance, you say ya talibani, ya talibani. For instance, now we have ya tomaza talibani. So this is also what it will be mobiniju. That all you two students, I'm specifying them. So it will mobile ala what? Ala alifi li annahu musanna. Do you get now? So this one too, it will mobile ala what? Ala liwawi, because it's لأنه ماذا؟ جمع مذكر سالم. Because the جمع مذكر سالم. So that is that's it again. أو علما مفردا. أو علما مفردا. Or if what you are calling is alam that is single, alam that is a single word. Do you get now? والمراد بالمفرد هنا ما ليس مضافا ولا شبيها بالمضاف. So the alam mufrad they mean is a single word like this, like Zaid, like what again, like Ahmad, like Muhammad. So ya Muhammadu, ya Ahmadu, ya Zaidu. You will get now. So these are what we meant by single word, not singular plural, not a mufrad muthanna jamu, but single word that is not a mudaf or shebihu bil muazza bil mudaf. That's what is meant there. Do you get now? It's not a word that like mudaf and mudaf relay or shebihu bil mudaf, not those one they meant. So that is that. So when we see that, for instance, this yazaidu to mobili you ala mother ala domi. So that is what it is. Now for on the general note, among all these five, those ones that you always see mostly, commonly most you will be seeing is what? Al-Mudaf and what? And this also. Al-Mudaf and this. These two are very, very common. You always see them. So when you see Mudaf, you just know that you always give it a pattern. When you see your Mudaf as a Munada, and also when you see your Alam as a Munada, to always take a word, a Dhamma. But the others, they hardly occur. Many of them is always in song. For instance, this Shebihu bil Mudaf. Many times you always see them in words, in songs, in poems, in Arabic poems. That we see them mostly. Also, Nokrotun, Goyomasuda. Many times you always see them in words, in poems. The same goes with this. Also is common a little bit. So the one you always see mostly is Mudaf and words and this Alam. They occur many times. So you should note their point that very, very well. So the others is when you are reading deeply, when you are checking poems or some books of fiqh or aqidah. That's when you see Shebin Mudaf, Nokrotun Goy Moksuda, and also words and Nokrotun Moksuda. They hardly occur. But these other ones, you see them a lot. So in rating Mudaf and Alam, they come first in most occurring. Mudaf and Alam. After that is what? Nokrotun Moksuda. So the least you do see is what? Shebiu bil Mudaf and Nokrotu Moksuda. Many times is in poem you see them. That we meant these two and this number three. So that is that. Now, let us look at the examples. We translate them. So the amthila in the Telugu. So the way they do the amthila is that all the amthila are 15 in number. So they take them three examples. So kindly permit me to clean the board. So I'm going to just illustrate there. So if you want to write anything you have missed, you can just rewind the video. Don't be scared. So that is that. The first one, he said, Ya Salahuddin. Ya Salahuddin. You know, that is a mudaf. Salahuddin is the root. Salahuddin. So it now becomes Ya Salahuddin. Oh, you Salahuddin. Like you say Abdullah. So that is example. So number 1, 2, and 3, the example of mudaf. So you expect them to be in Nasb state. The second one say, Ya Harisa Libustani. Oh, you guard of the what? The guard of the garden. That means guard like this. Oh, you guard. So, oh, guard of the words of the garden. So, this is G U A R D. You get that? That's what it said. So, guard or watchman. So that's the mudaf also. Another example, number 3. Ya baya tayni. Oh, you seller of what? Oh, you seller of olive. Do you get now? Or oh, you seller of fig. Do you get now? Buy and thing. So, oh, you seller of what? Of fig. Seller of fig. That is that. So, do you get now? So, buy and seller. Now look at this. So those are the example of. So we have some other examples too of job. Some people may not know. like what like this. Let's look at this word. Bani Adam. Yeah, you know, Allah say in the Quran, Allah say, Ya Bani Adam. It's essential we look at it. Ya Bani Adam. You can see people say, Ya Abba Zaydin. Abi Ya Abba something. So some people do wonder how does it occur? You guys now. So Abi, what you say? They will say Rabbana. So these are common what people do see. Why is it like that? Rabbana. So do we get? Let's quickly look at it. All this, they are example of what you are still looking at. They are example of mudaf. They are munada that are what's mudaf. Look at this for example. This here bani Adam. This is a mudaf. The root of this bani is what? Banuna. Bamaza. Banuna. Is it? Can you see? Banuna. The singular is what? Ibnu. So Ibnu. The plural can come in two ways. The plural can be Abna'u, or the plural can be what? Banun. So this plural that is Banun, it is taking what? It is taking rofun with a wa. It is taking rofun with a wa. So the root of this word is what? Banu. Banuna Adam. Adam is mudaf ilayh. You know, a mudaf ilayh should take kasra, abi? But because this is a foreign word, so the mudaf ilayh will take a fatha. When you do mamnu min as-sarf, you'll be explain why this is taking a fatha, because it's mamnu min as-sarf. Now, let's look at our mudaf. Now, when we have something like this, this is called when you say jamu muzakkar salim and it's like, or it's mulhaq, you get now. When you see them like this, when they are mudaf, the noon will always be clean. So that's why you have what? Banu Adam. So that's it. Now when the ya now comes in, when ya comes in on Banu Adam, you know this is still in Rafun state. When ya comes in, it will change it to what? To Nasbu state. So this Nasbu, this is a Rafun sign. So it will change to Nasbu sign. So the Nasbu sign will be what? Ya. Because Jamu Muzakkar Salim and his Mulhaq, they take Rafun with what? With wa, and they take Nasbu with what? With ya. So that's why we have, so this we change to a ya, so it becomes what? Bani. Like I said, what Bani no shuhuda wa mahattu lahu tamhida. So that we have Bani, ya Bani Adam. So it's also a munada like that. It's what? Munada mudafun mansubun bil ya'i. Mansubun bil what? Bil ya'i. So do you guess now? Let's look at this too. Ya Abba Zayd. The root is what? Abu Zayd. Not Asarujo, Abu Zaydin, you guys now, this Abu Zayd. So when ya comes in, it will become, because this is taking rofun with a wa, because among their asma comes up. So it will become what? Abba. So the Abu have changed to what? Abba Zaydin. Also this Rabbana is what? Rabbuna. Rabbuna. Now you can see that this is a mudaf and this is a mudaf ilayh. So when ya comes in, it will become what? You know, the mudaf will take a fatha, so it become what? Ya Rabba, Ya Rabba. So it become Ya Rabbana. So many times, you know, when you are using ya, you can clean your ya. That's why we said we take ya as a topic on its own. You can clean the ya away. You get throttle istimal because of what? Of its constant usage. It's the one that is most used among the adawat we need that. So it can be left out. So when I say Rabbana is what? Ya Rabbana. And this is taking fatha because it's what is a mudaf. So that's so we also, let's look at the fourth example. Say ya musafirun ila Lubnan. Oh, you traveler to what? To Lebanon. So ya musafirun ila Lubnan. You can see that's the word shabihu bil mudaf. We told us that when we see a shabihu bil mudaf, you can quickly do what? You can quickly substitute it with a word, with its verb. We say the shabihu bil mudaf, when you always see them, they are also like a mudaf. So you guys now, you can quickly substitute it with the words. So you have ya musafirun. Ya musafirun ila what? Ya musafirun ila London, ila Lebanon, to Lebanon. Lebanon. So do you guys now? So this is Momuno, so that is taking a pattern. So let's look at this Ya Musafirun. you can say ya, you can put it back and put your verb. It's now become yusafiru, like this. So if the verb can stay, you know that okay, this it was. Surely it is. So it's like ya man yusafiru ila maza ila Lubnan. So you get that. So musafirun is taking nasbu because it's what shebihu bil mudaf. So that is that. We still discuss shebihu mudaf and mudaf when in our words, in our consequent class. So let's take notes, but just note this is a shebihu mudaf. That's number 4. Number 5 say ya lahiyan and dansi. Oh, you that is what? That is distracted from his what? From his work. Or who is nonchalant about his what? About his work. That means his lesson, work, study. Do you get it now? So ya lahiyan and darisi. That's also what? A shebihu bil mudaf. So the number 6, ya don. So I told us you can substitute with a what? With a verb and say what? Ya man yelhu. Because it's from laha like this. Do you get it now? So you can also say ya man yelhu and darisi. Because all this they are mushtaqu. We told us that with all your listening, they are always what? They are always mushtaqu. Like it's what you can see as your shebihu bil mudaf. Is that what? Ismul fa'il, ismul maf'ul, sifatu mushabba, ismul mubalagha. So that is that. So ya lahiyan and darisi. Next one say ya do'ian kitabuhu. Ya do'ian kitabuhu. You can substitute that and say what? And say ya man maza, ya man yedi'un. So you can see that bit is come from ya man yedi'un kitabuhu. Kitabuhu. You can be that way. So this do'i'un, this will find from do'i'un. So ya comes in or ya do'i'an. So do you get now? Ya do'i'an kitabuhu. Now, so that is that. So let's look at the next. That is number 7. Say ya musri'an fil ajalati nadamati. Ya musri'an. Oh, you who ask him to what? To ask, who ask him to regret, to do things in regret. So that is that. So he said ya zaliman tabassar fil awaqib. Tabassar fil awaqib. So I'm starting with what? Ya musri'an there is what? We call it what? Nakrotun ghayru maqsuda. Is not intended for anything. You are not pinpointing, you are just making a general admonition. Anybody that what? That always rush to what? To do things that you will regret later. So do you get now? So that is number 7 there. Number 8 says here ya zaliman. Oh, you is an oppressor. Oh, you any oppressor. Tabassar fil awaqib. Look at the word, the consequence of what you are the consequence of what you are doing. So tabassar, think and ponder over the consequence of what you are doing. The awaqib of the consequences. So ya zaliman. Anybody who is an oppressor. A particular person is not what is not specified. So number 9 said ya shamitan inna dahara khawan. Ya shamitan inna dahara khawan. Oh, you who make jest of others when they are in calamity. So he said inna dahara, very new. Know that time khawan, time is also a betrayer. Things you are abusing people for, things you are making jest of people for, it can also what? It can turn and also happen to you. So that is that. Those ones. So number 7, 8, and 9. The example of what? Nakrotun ghayru maqsuda. So number 10, say ya rijalu. Can see one domo, and it is mobiniyu. Ya rijalu atqinu a'malakum. Oh you men, atqinu, perfect your what? Your work. So that is what? Perfect your works. So the root is what? Ya ar-rijalu. Ya ar-rijalu. Specific men, you are talking to them and you know them, you are talking to them, you are specifying people there. That's why there's one domo there. So number 11 said, Ya fityanu la ta'abatha bil azhar. Ya fityan. The singular is what? What? Is that a mistake? It should be fatayan. They made a mistake there. It should be ya fatayan. Ya fatayan. La ta'batha bil azhar. Don't play with what? La ta'batha from abatha. Abasa means to what? To play. It's even from Abasa in Abasa Watawala. That one is to frown. So this one is Abasa. That means to play. So say ya Fatayan. Oh, you two young boys, don't play with what? With the flowers. So those boys are, you are specifying them, you know them. So the root is Ya al Fatayan. So the 12, number 12 is Ya la'ibun istarihu. Oh, you playing. Istarihun. Istarihu. Go for rest. So that is what? Mobiniyu alal what? Alal wawi. Because it's Jamu Muzakar Salim. So that is that. So the example from number 10, 11, and 12. The example of what? Nokrotun Moksuda. So Ya la'ibun. The root is what? Ya al-la'ibuna. So Alif and Lam start it, but we can't write it because that is the rule. So from 12, 13, and this one, they are examples of what? They are examples of what? Of Alam. That's number 13, 14, and 15. Say Ya Khalilu. Oh, you Khalil. Ya Khalilu. One dome. Not say Ya Khalilun. The root is what? Ya Khalilun. But you give it one dome because it's not Mobiniju. So the number 14 is what? Ya Hasanani. Mobiniyu alal alif because it's Alam. Two, oh, you two Asan. Two Asan, I'm calling you. Ya Muhammadun. Oh, you Muhammad. Do you get now? The root is what? Ya al Muhammadun. So do you get now? So become Ya Muhammadun. So that is that. It is Mobiniyu ala maza. Mobiniyu alal wawi. Nahwu Jamu Muzakar Salim. So that is what you are taking under the Munada. Allah accept it from us as an act of God. Subhanallah. Hamdika shalom la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.